Alrighty, it's time to jump on the bandwagon. It's 2024, and I was very slack in getting my reflections and intentions video done. So it literally is already 2024, and I've not already recorded this in 2023 still. Whatever, I want to make this quick because I don't want to edit. We'll start with the cons for last year. Cons, like always, I didn't finish everything I wanted to. The first thing I tackled last year was working on the music for the Florence and the Machine medley. I got all the way to the last song and then I was like, yeah, I don't want to do anymore. And then I just didn't get back to it. There was another screen recording that I didn't get around to. I think that was the Raindrop song. And I'm doing all of this off the top of my head and I can't remember if there was any more projects that I didn't start. With my Bad Child cover, I still got it done, so that was fine, but a lot of big things have happened in the last year, and one of them is I have to move. And around the time that I was working on, I was originally intending on doing a video where I play the drums, but I thought we would have to move around then, and even now I've still got so much stuff packed, boxes everywhere, because now we do have to move. And at that time I thought I don't have the energy to physically make a video for it. So I drew a pretty picture instead, and I love how Saya looks. I love the moonshine, I love it, and I looked up all these references for like, what would you call them, but just like outback plains, like, you know, desert stuff. I just like the look of Australia. For stuff getting into D&D, it started, and I think with world building Down Under, it really made me realize, like, the fantasy is never in Australia. Fantasy is always in like a European or kind of like English setting and stuff. Well, at least the fantasy stuff that I've come across. But anyway, so yeah, at the end of the day, as it all pretty much comes down to that anyway, my only cons of last year, I didn't have enough time. Life got in the way, I had fun with doing other things, so the bandwagon stuff got a little bit pushed back, but that's what hobbies are like sometimes. You do them when you feel like it. I was making some good progress with Make a Tree. I have only got the recorder and the vocals to do for that. I'm probably also going to do a picture for that for the video as well. I was already intending that there could be like a little skit of the Wagon Ladies in the beginning, and then we do a time lapse of me drawing the tree. I'm unsure if I'm going to still do the little skit in the beginning, or I'm just going to do a still frame of the end picture of the tree, or if I am going to do a time lapse of the tree. But I haven't even finished recording it yet, so I've got plenty of time to decide that. I was also super happy with the Crystal Capers picture. Like, being able to do that one and then do the Bad Child picture, I really had a lot of fun with layering just the darkness and then like the glowing crystals and the glowing moon, and yeah, it's just layers. I was super happy about those pictures. I'm really proud of those. For a good chunk of it, I reckon that's pretty much last year all wrapped up. Oh, I was kind of hoping to get an outfit making thing done, because once again I saw Rachel Maxey do something and I wanted to copy. So she made herself a crop top out of a knitting machine that she found in her grandmother's basement. I don't have a knitting machine, but instead I bought knitting needles and supplies because my nana and my mum taught me how to knit when I was younger. So all I need to do on mine is literally attach the straps. Haven't done that. I took photos of my weekly progress, and then there was many weeks kind of between the progress. But when I eventually finish it, I would like to have a little slideshow and then just have me being like, hey, look, I made this, watch my slideshow. And then it'll just be like my weekly progress of my photos going through, and yeah. So that again will just be a thing for next year to do. And this is already blurred into the intentions for this year. It's gonna be really boring because I'm just gonna try and finish all the things that I didn't finish last year. The Florence and the Machine medley literally just needs the last song to be done over and added a couple more instruments. It sounds very bare and empty because it's pretty much how I left it in year 12, I think. I don't think I've touched that music so much. And then I just need to chuck the vocals on and then draw a picture for each song part. Hopefully I can make a tree done this year too, and hopefully I can get the Raindrops song done as well, because I just need to draw another picture for that, so that theoretically should be easy, because that's just going to be a screen recording for the music because it's another big band piece. From playing D&D and just having some more thoughts, I've had a couple more good ideas to kind of fill up Denunda a little bit more. We literally had our 10th session last weekend, which I was very excited but extremely nervous about, because this was the first one where the session was 100% out of my head. So I've been working with modules to kind of get practice, because the goal was to get to Denunda, and so this session was finally getting on the airship to go there. And I was really happy because the thing that I wanted to happen happened. So because reasons, one of our players, whose character name is Balu, he decided to kidnap one of the bandits that they faced however many sessions ago. Because I foolishly said she's a warrigal. And because the mini that he put on the table was like a fox lady thing, so I was like, oh yeah, she's a warrigal. And then he kidnapped her. But she's been pretty fun to kind of like drive them to Denunda, so I was kind of like, I hate you, but this is fine. This is fine, this is good. So they stole her from her bandit group, so she's trying to get back to Denunda, which they are now all following suit. So my plan was to have some more bandits lie in wait and try and yoink her off the boat as they're getting there. So they pick up that there's some sketchy people around, and yeah, the bandits tried to take her away. They started the fight a little further away from the ship than I would have liked, because I wanted them to be close, because I wanted the ship to take off and they would have to jump on it. Like, I really wanted the ship to take off, them to jump on it, and we've got that sort of thrill. And I was kind of like, they're gonna defeat it before the ship takes off. God damn it. Oh, god damn it. It's fine. It's fine. But, so Balu and my other friend's character, whose name is Ambrix, Balu and Ambrix are trying and failing to tie up one of these bandits, the first one that they see. And then when everything is done, my partner's character, Squirretame, he calls for help, and then I popped up the thing and I was like, and now the sexiest character you've ever seen enters the game, because that is his character, who is Saya's boyfriend, pretty much. Bit of spoilers. So that was great. So the bandit that Balu and Ambrix were trying to tie up, I foolishly said that she was a warrigal too, so you know what he does? He kidnapped her too! Whatever. But anyway, it was a very fun D&D session, and we've ended it on a Sky Shark battle. And if the player who was controlling Ambrix was smart, he would remember the song Sky Sharks by Steam Powered Giraffe, and thus will be able to remember how to defeat them. Look at my pretty Sky Sharks I made for them. Anyway, that was too much rambling. The other important thing about that is I was able to make the captain of the airship that took them over. I've had a song about this kind of pirate captain for a while, and I was able to make that about this captain. And I was able to sing the song to them. So the song originally, I just really liked the idea of a character song. My ex-band friends, one of them, she had written a couple of character songs which I really liked. Steam Powered Giraffe have a lot of character songs, and just one day at work I was kind of thinking, there was just this name that was coming to mind, Cully Bandrew, and I don't know why I was thinking about it, but I was. And then I made like a pirate song where they rope up all these people and then kind of give like a speech of, "Yo ho, my friends, I'm Cully Bandrew. I'm the captain of the skeleton crew." And so the skeleton crew is the name of the ship. So I was like, I've got an airship, it needs a name, it needs a captain, we're gonna make him be the same. And I was really happy with the look of Captain Cully Bandrew. The original thought process was just a stereotypical pirate, and the look of it was kind of going from the inspiration of the Treasure Planet ships. Or I guess ship. But then I thought, no, is that going to be a little boring just having like standard European type ships there? So, because the wife, her culture or heritage, they're kind of like my Swedish Viking sort of fighters. So I thought, what if it's a Viking longship? What if it's technically a Stumnen longship? So then I was like, okay, Cully Bandrew is a Stumnen like the wife. And so I made her character on Hero Forge. And I just tried to make her as beefy as I could, still with similar fur and leather vibes of the wife. And she is badass. By the way, she also has a pet dingo warrigal named Treasure. So that was super fun to get the song done. I told the boys, I'm like, okay, unskippable cutscene. Give me some time because we did it online. So I was like, please tell me if the music, I had the music playing from Sibelius, and then I stuffed up the lyrics of the first verse, but I kept going because that's what a real musician does. Oh yeah, and then I told them at the end I would really like to, now that I have done that and we've done the song, I want to also do that song properly with real instruments, because there's a couple of little like flams or trills I wanted in the recorder and I couldn't quite make it happen on Sibelius, and I could not be bothered trying to figure out how to make it happen. So I was like, I'm just gonna do the real instruments then. And then I'll draw a picture of their characters all tied up while Cully Bandrew was doing her song thing. And I don't know where else I've mentioned this, but in 2023 I've gotten into some LARPing. I've made so many friends, and I went to this all-weekender, which was like a sort of a Witcher vibes. We're training to become wardens, which was the monster hunters and stuff. Had so much fun. I played as one of the tanks of the kind of like 3 different factions or fighting schools or whatever. So we had basically tanks, spellcasters and healers, and so I was like, I know how to fight, so I'm just gonna fight. And so I wore the wife's gear because I was like, that's the most armor I've got, and it was so amazing. Like, the story, the world was so amazing. I've made so many more friends, and then kind of circling around, me and this guy really clicked. Our characters got into a relationship, and then at the end we got some couple photos, and then he just whips out this ring and I'm like, oh, we're circling back, she's really become the wife. And it was fantastic. My name in that game I decided to call Oksana, and then I thought, oh yeah, maybe that's the wife's real name, but now I'm thinking maybe not, and then maybe I can just have my fighting band from my lab and I'll just pop them in D&D just so that they can like come across them at some point. And yes, it was just a fabulous weekend. And the monsters were freaking monsters. Like the makeup and costumes for the monsters that we fought, just amazing. And recently they announced a Warden 2 LARP. That has been postponed to 2025, so I'm sad about that, but that gives me more time because, so this one, I went with the wife's outfit. This next one, my mate and I would really like to play our characters again, but we're wondering if it might be difficult to get our characters back, so we might have to have new ones. So I'm going to do something and update Nesta's outfit, because as soon as I added kind of like the petals on her thing, I was kind of like, I think after I wore it to Steampunk Festival and afterwards I was like, it's still too modern. So I am going to Frankenstein a couple of patterns together, and I'm gonna really emphasize a couple of like, really give her some medieval fairy kind of vibes. That's what I'm gonna aim to do anyway. And because I would like to do it for another Warden event It was over 3 days and there was 6-month time skips between like each day. So I want to be able to add layers onto her outfit so that she's kind of a little bit different every day. And the more time I have for that, the better. I don't know if there's anything else that I need to say right now. I would like to bring up moving again just quickly. So this is the last we will see of this place. Not that you guys really see too much of it because I block all this out because it's a mess back there. But yeah, I've been very both scared, excited, nervous. So I'm living with Todd, my partner, and Carl, my friend. This is the only place I have lived since moving out of home. Carl and I have been here for 7.5 years. And one of the hardest choices I've ever had to make is Todd and I were talking and we have decided to split from Carl when the lease is gone. So, yeah. So I'm very perplexed. I am excited to just live with my partner. But also I feel like I'm breaking up with Carl because I'm not going to live with him anymore. It's fine. He's gotten a friend to live with, so I'm happy about that because, as everyone knows, trying to find a place is crap right now. And I was worried about him living by himself and just everything becoming so expensive. But he's got a friend now and I'm a little bit calmer about that. But yeah, our lease ends mid-March. It is now just the second week of January. So we will need to be looking soon and hopefully find something. I would like to be moving out end of February because then that'll give us time to just like a week or two before the lease finishes and just ship everything off to the new place. The area Todd and I are looking in now seems very hopeful for price and space. I just gotta hope that there's something that can work when we actually can move out. So this room has done extremely well for video clips over the last 7 years. It will be sad to set up somewhere else, but also very exciting. I think that's about it for today. Just a little yearly update, and I'm just gonna keep chugging along, chipping away at projects, and just share it to anyone who can be bothered listening. It's time to get off this bandwagon. I have a bunch of social media. Some are more active than others. Pick your poison. My songs may not be perfect, but if they were, I wouldn't be a mediocre musician. I'll see you next time.